Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Geara Doga, which just came out. Pretty alright suit, I'd say. Guess we'll go ahead and get into it. Well, first of all, I'll say that I kind of play a little bit passive here. Play with some teammates. This first match here is five. No, I think both of these are 550. They both ended up being ace matches too, even though they're both taken at separate times of the day. Uh, the Also, I teamed up with this camp for a little bit of the first part here, and it was pretty cool. A little team up. But yeah, the Geara Doga, which Char's counterattack, another suit from that series. The Zeon's grunt suit compared to the Federation's Jagan. It's got some good sides, got some downsides. Let's get into it. Starting with some stats. It's got 17,000 HP. Well, I have the level 2 here, that's 550, but we're talking about the level 1, which is 500. So 17,000 HP. It has 20 ballistic resistance, and then 23 beam and melee resistance. 5 range strength. 35 melee strength. It's got 125 speed. 17 thrusters, and it can turn like 63 turn speed. That goes up, I believe, almost to 70 in space. Your slots are going to be 16 close range slots, 13 mid range slots, and 7 long range slots. Schlots. I was thinking like schlots, like Schlotzskis. And then we got your weapons. We're starting off with your weapons. You have the beam machine gun, which I'll talk about in the negatives. It has 60 rounds in it. It does 250 damage each, at least supposed to. And then 350 range. And then you have the beam sword, which a lot of people think could be the beam axe, but no, you got the beam sword as your primary melee weapon, which does 2,100 damage. Then you have, for your secondary weapons, you have the electromagnetic wire, which heavy staggers, and I believe, if I saw correctly, that it actually has a longer reach than the sea serpent and other, like the heat rod. Which, if that's true, hey, that's pretty great. You can use that, like, you can get a stun at mid-range, use that. I haven't tested it because I assumed it was a normal kind of sea serpent kind of weapon, so I used it mostly in close range. Then you have the I forgot to say it also does 2,100 damage. Then you have the beam axe, which a lot of people are familiar with that for the Geara Doga, which does 2,400 damage. Then you have the double Sturmfaust, which has 4 rounds in it. You shoot 2 at a time. Every time you shoot a pair, you have to wait a little bit for it to ready up again, then you can fire it again, then it has to reload. It has 1,500 damage, and then 200 range. Pretty short range. And then you have the beam machine gun grenade launcher. 1,000 damage, you only get 1 round, 350 range. And finally, you get stealth. You have the smoke discharger, which, yeah, you can get stealth for about 10 seconds, which is pretty cool. Definitely can use that with your heavy stagger, or just if you want to surprise somebody. And also, since it gives you a little bit of a defense buff, you can kind of use that if you want to try and take less damage. Sometimes I'll just do that to pop it with, like, I'm on the front line, about to go in the front line. And then for skills, you have got a dodge roll, you got blast stabilizer, so you can survive, or not survive, you can not get heavy staggered when a mole suit blows up in front of your face. Balancers, you got force injector with ambac. Maneuver armor, level 1. You got melee combo controller. Then you have the right shoulder buffer, left arm buffer, and then you also have some leg buffers, which doesn't have a shield, which, despite literally holding that fucking shield in its hand, is not a shield. It is a buffer level 1, which, same problem I fucking, also, by the way, we're waiting before we kill anybody for aces, but fucking, same thing I hate with the Hama Hama. The Hama Hama clearly has a shield. In the show, from what I've been told, it uses it like a shield, yet it's not a fucking shield, it's a buffer, and then for this suit, it's a buffer level 1, which means you take 10% less damage, but it's still part of your fucking hitbox. You get stunned, getting shot in that massive ass shield you have. It's a shield, it's a fucking shield, but no, it's a buffer. At least make it level 2 or 3. You can have the other stuff like level 1, but not the shield. Why is the shield level 1? Why do I take damage from getting hit in my shield? Anyway, besides that, I guess with that little rant, we can get to the negatives. I'll start with the negatives first because it does have some noticeable ones. For one, it's a little bit slow, as you can see, just kind of stomping around. And I already mentioned the fucking shield it doesn't have. I mean, at least it's better than not having one like the Gian. I guess I can concede that. It's also a big suit, so you're a big suit. At least you have maneuver armor, that's good. But you're a big suit, and you can get shot in the shield. So yeah, you're big, you're a little bit slow, but you do have some ways to work around that. Another downside, a really big downside in my opinion, is the machine gun it has, the beam machine gun, which is probably like one of the worst guns in the game, in my opinion. So, for some reason, so, think of the Zeku Ain's loadout Type 2, right? The Zeku Ain's loadout Type 2 has that beam gun that fires a burst of 3, and it's really powerful. You can shoot through your own teammates to stun somebody through them, and it does a lot of damage, and you can fire it relatively fast. The only problem with it doesn't have ASL, but that's to balance it. With this suit, the beam machine gun doesn't have ASL, and it does 250 damage, but because a lot of people will have beam defense, that will be lowered. So you'll probably be doing like 100 and, let's see, it's 250, so probably like 170s, below 200 damage, you know? So what purpose does this have, this machine gun, to not have ASL? Because I want to understand that. It also has 5 range, that doesn't help, but I want to know the reasoning why it has no ASL, and why it takes 25 out of the 60 shots to stagger. So not only is it hard to hit, but it takes about half the shots to stun. So it's very unreliable. Also, for that, mission complete. Alright. I didn't beat my rival. I did do some pretty passive team up work there. Go ahead and praise some people. I did praise Camphor after this, but yeah, 5th place, 3 and 2. Not too bad. I'll take directly in the middle. This next match, also ace match, was going to be in City Ruins. But yeah, I don't understand what they did with the machine gun here. Maybe they were scared of it being a little bit better than some suits of 500, general wise, but I don't why. I like the fire rate's fine. The recoil, the way it shoots is fine. Why does it not have ASL? Why does it do like, if this thing did like 500 damage per shot, maybe I would understand it, that wouldn't have, you know, ASL, or maybe if it's stunned in fewer shots. But this machine gun, it fucking sucks. I only use it if I waiting on things to reload, just to have something to throw out there damage wise, or if there's somebody that's really low on health. I mean really low. This is basically Vulcans we're talking about here. That's how I feel about this. And not even like Mark II Vulcans, just Vulcans. uh, I mean, it's faster than 1-year war Vulcans, so I guess there's that. Uh, yeah, the beam machine guns. Doo doo. So you got a suit that's big. It's kind of slow. Has no shield, despite it being a massive part of it. And some of its weapons you have to wait a little bit to use. And of course the beam machine gun. However, there are some pretty good things about the suit, despite some of those flaws that might be a bit bad for some people. For one, you have 3 ways to stagger people, 2 ways to instant stagger, and you have a heavy stagger, and then you have 2 melee options. You have the grenade launcher, which fires decently fast. Honestly, the way I did my loadout here, I actually changed it. I saw some people in the comments and on other places like Reddit or 4chan where they said to change the loadout to where instead of starting with the beam machine gun, you start with the grenade launcher and then also have your shield Sturmfaust as your secondary stun. Although I changed my secondary stun, I left it the same really as the heavy stagger, so I found that pretty useful at times. You can't get the face. Unfortunately, I'll be hit by that again when it totally just took me by surprise. But yeah, the heavy stagger is really it's not really good, but it's a heavy stagger, you know. It's about as good as what you can do with a sea serpent. That'll vary from person to person, you know, because there's a lot of people that can make the Maricide and the Humbrabi look fucking broken with how they use their sea serpent, you know, even in space. It also fires pretty fast too, and I think we mentioned somewhere that it might possibly have a longer reach, which is cool. So you have, you know, the heavy stagger, and then we already mentioned the grenade launcher is 1 stun. You have the double Sturmfaust, which really you can shoot that, wait a little bit, and it's readied up again since it fires in pairs. Also, it has that smoke discharge, so you can get stealth with a little bit of a defense buff. So you can totally just pop that, walk around behind somebody, get a heavy stagger off, and start going crazy. Which, with its melee is pretty good. The downswings do a lot of damage. They work like the axe downswing that you'll normally see on Xeon suits that have the Heat Hawk. Same thing with the beam sword and the beam axe. Although the beam sword's neutral swing is actually pretty good. You'll see me hit this here in a bit to finish off an enemy. Has quite a bit of reach to it, really. And I believe you saw in that first match, I kind of had a weird hit on one of the, I believe it was a raid. But yeah, I didn't expect that downswing to hit at all. And this one, you'll see the neutral swing hit momentarily. But yeah, the melee is nothing to scoff at with this suit. It can be pretty fucking mean when it wants to. I didn't record the one of the matches I did because we lost terribly. But there's one moment, it was on Arctic Base, where I don't know what you call it, but the cubby hole, I would say what you'd call it, in Arctic Base, little part that's underneath the ramp, next to the ramp, you know, that goes up to the center base. I basically was fighting another Geara Doga, and he did a dodge roll into the cubby part of it, and then I side swung him, then did a downswing, and another downswing, and nearly killed him from almost full health. So yeah, this suit's melee is nothing to fuck around with, honestly. Especially as people learn how to use this suit, you'll see some pretty scary combos going on, which this suit can do pretty good 1v1. It has ways to just stop you. It's got the multi-stun, it's got the heavy stagger, and the really dangerous melee. I forgot to mention for the weakness, it's not really much of a front lining suit. I'd honestly kind of categorize this as a like a supporting general, maybe like even a team up, because it has a lot of things. Melee oriented general, but away from 1v1s, it could be a supporting general. Also, I think it's around here. I'll just get bullshitted, and then I'll bullshit the Zaku 3. Alright, there's that. Gonna avoid that. There's a downswing that looked like it shouldn't have hit, but I'm gonna guess it might have hit my shield, possibly. Gonna try and stop this Dryson. There comes Zaku 3. So the neutral swing missed, but the downswing didn't? Okay. But I guess I'm going to get my revenge back because he's going to move. I'm going to do my neutral swing, and somehow that hit. Some fucking how. Whatever. But yeah, we take those. But yeah, honestly, the Geara Doga's, it's not a bad suit. It just has some pretty big flaws. It feels like a 2-star, I guess. The damage doesn't feel like a 2-star, but the way it, how do I explain this? The way it works. Well, no, that would mess with what I just said. I get the weaknesses kind of make it a 2-star. There, how about that? I do wish this thing had a fucking shield, and the beam machine gun needs to get buffed, like straight away. It needs to get buffed. I don't know what they were doing this beam machine gun, unless they really wanted you to be not shooting people. They want you to like encourage you to go melee people, which sure, I guess I can go do that, but I kind of want to engage at a distance when it's safe sometimes, right? Also, I believe here you can kind of see the length of the electromagnetic the cable here. Yeah, that looked pretty far. I'm not sure if it'll actually hit that far, but that looked pretty fucking far. But yeah, mission complete. We'll see what's going on, and we'll get to the thank yous and all that. Hey, top individual score, awesome. Didn't beat my rival still. God damn it. But yeah, 5th place again, 5-3. We did better, and hey, got a little bit of points there for ranking. But yeah, that's the Geara Doga, which it's pretty alright suit. I definitely would prefer this over the Jagan. The Jagan just doesn't do enough damage. It does have a little bit of a little bit of utility with it breaking legs, but this suit seems just a lot better. Staying around as a general. Definitely with its melee and all that, you can definitely take advantage of a lot of frontline situations. Although I wouldn't say it'd be alright to have more than one of these on your team, even though it's made to be like a grunt suit. The beam machine gun's just way too bad. Like, if you're having 2 of these and they have to engage somebody, and they have to look for like a stun. Let's say like they can't get a reliable stun off with their instant stuns. They have to attack a little bit farther away. They have those beam machine guns. It's gonna take a while to stun people. Like, you want to have this suit by itself on your team, and then you want to team up with generals it can work well with. I can see this being really gross with the Gallus J. Holy fuck, that team up would be awful. You saw me work with a Camphor, which if the Camphor was going full Camphor mode, we would have been just dunking on people. And then you saw I was a little bit more laid back when I was playing with the Kapul, but if we were just going ham, we probably would have killed some people. So this suit can work in conjunction with a lot of suits, and you'd want that for like team battles. So it does have a lot of team aspects to it. But it does have that 1v1 that a lot of people can crave in this game. So it's not a suit you can just wave off. Although you can wave off that machine gun for damn sure, you can wave that off. But when it gets close range, you kind of have to take it seriously because it does do a lot of damage. But yeah, that's going to be in this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, type up in the comment section what you feel about the Geara Doga. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I like it. It's not going to be my #1 choice for 500. That will probably be Kapul. I like the Kapul. I am an amphibious suit man of culture. Although I do see the uses here, also because you probably heard me before talking about how I don't play raids too much, and the latency in this game likes to fuck me over melee-wise, so I probably won't be picking the suit too much, but I know for sure there's probably going to be some people out there that like playing suits like the Striker Custom, or just any of those melee suits, Humbravi. They'll definitely pick this up and just start going to town on people. Maybe encouraging them to play a little bit more with the team. Again, the weaknesses are pretty big, literally. It's big, slow, doesn't have a shield, and the beam machine gun sucks, but it does make up for it in having maneuver armor. It has a dodge roll, force injectors. It's stuff you want in general, and then it has multiple ways to stun. It has a heavy stagger, and it has really good melee to follow up on those stuns with, and also can do stealth. So it kind of has what you want in general, and that's pretty nice about it. And you can kind of make it tanky too. I forgot to mention that, since it has some pretty high defenses. So there's that. And with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.